Okay, welcome to another episode of the Blue Talk podcast with me, Mona, myself, and the boss himself, Norest Mudzet Bundara Zugurem. Zugurem. At the moment, things are something else. But
But there's one thing though. Sometimes when we say Zhirikurema, in a normal situation, it will be probably after 3 defeats or something like that. Huh? But in this case, Zhirikurema, if you are to look at it, it doesn't have many defeats. You see, this is the funny thing about it. But you can feel it. Like you can actually feel Zhirikurema. Apana two ways about it. But if you look at it realistically, like there are no like 3-4 defeats like where it's a crisis or something like that. But we just can't take off. That's what I can just simply say. We can't take under this
anyway.
regime we can't take off.
Anyway, today what we're going to focus on, we're going to have a chat about Chelsea, everything Chelsea. We're going to have a chat about reaction to the Chelsea versus Arsenal match, and we're going to have a bit of a chat about red cards. Why do we have so many red cards? Why so many red cards? We're going to talk about the loss of standards. Going to talk about the loss of standards at Chelsea. What's really happening, guys? And then we're gonna have a chat about realistic achievement for this season, where we are at, and the matches that are upcoming. Like, where do you we think where we're gonna finish? And we're also gonna have a bit of a chat about Chelsea versus Aston Villa prediction. So no rest. Let's start off with Chelsea versus Arsenal reaction. Just give us your overview of the match, what you think about the red cards.
I don't know where to start, man. Honestly speaking, like it's frustrating. That's the bottom line. Basically, everything about what's going on right now, it's so frustrating to the extent that you don't even know what to say or where to point. When this guy took over, just probably mentioning, talk about the coach, we're like, you know what, there's some sort of direction, even if he haven't stemmed the way he wants to play or the way he wants things to be done. But the fact that we are getting results, it's a good thing. So if you look at the game at Arsenal, and I think what is making it worse is because of Arsenal. We played them in the cup twice. Both were defeats. And then this one, so it kind of made it worse. Like it becomes so heavily burdened. So looking at the match specifically, what I can say is takangokurirwa bhora. Probably that's what I would just say. Kuti takaremerwa nebhora somehow. And the worst thing is it's not like it was our worst performance overall. No, it's not like it's the worst performance overall. But it's just those nitty-gritties, those areas where we thought we are okay, where we were saying in terms of set pieces and stuff like that, we are scoring out of them in as much as we are conceding from them, but we are good at set pieces. So if you look at the match overall, I think it was just a matter of a team that is ready to try to win against a team that doesn't really know where they are. This is my honest opinion. A team that doesn't really know where they are or what they can achieve. Team that is failing to realizing their potential against a team that knows what needs to be done in terms of in order to win something. This is just my overall, because if I want to go to in details, like honestly, there's a lot. There's a lot actually. I'm willing to listen to you in this on this one. Because I have a lot. But let me just say, I think it was this a team which knows Guti it's a difficult game. So how are we going to handle it? And a team that, in as much as they know it's a difficult game, but they don't know how to apply themselves in order to get something out of the match. So that's just the way I can say.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. At the same time, just to add on to what you were saying, I think one of the stark difference between the two teams at the moment, I know people say, Nakai said, or, they have been in the Premier League for 2 seasons or 3 seasons. Enzo has been there. I have an experience.
No.
Guys,
No.
there's something called individual experience, and then there's team experience.
The group experience.
Group experience ne individual experience. Zvinhu zvakasiyana izvozvo. Because if we look at this team at the moment, it's as if sometimes Chelsea, it's a team which is very technical. We are technical.
Yes, currently,
give us 45 minutes. Give us 45 minutes. We'll play top football.
Top soup.
But we are just a team which struggles to finish 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
I want you to check our games, most of them. I can't remember a time we just had a game which we just finished with no panic buttons we have to press, with no issues.
Maybe I want to remember. I don't know.
The last game,
I can say something. Okay.
The last game, I would probably say, and the Conference League. I'm not talking about playing against all this. No, I'm talking in the Premier League.
Yes.
And I can't remember a time we had a match from start to finish, still in total control. I can't remember.
That is real. That has really happened. If it has happened, I think it. I mean, I don't know. Even me, I'm struggling to recall. In the Premier League, I'm struggling to recall.
There's a match. The match that I remember, we were in total control, and I was in shock at that time. And then we just blew it. It was our game against Aston Villa in the first half of the season, if you still remember.
Okay.
We had total control. And then the red card happened.
Yeah, there was a
red card happened.
Malo Gusto, right? Was
yes.
it Malo Gusto?
And then I think it was Malo. I can't remember. And then all of a sudden, we just throw the game away like that. And then we ended up losing. Yeah. And then we ended up losing. We ended up losing 2-1.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So this is the challenge. This is where we are.
It's concerning.
So yeah, it is. It is like for sure. And the worst thing is like historically we know like we compete against Arsenal. When we are playing Arsenal, it's a big game, and our guys, they are gonna be there. They're gonna challenge them. They're gonna go man to man. But of late, man, I don't know if it's on Arteta. I mean, it just unlocked something that are like Chelsea. They are not gonna beat you guys, and then it frustrates more. But honestly speaking, if you look at I don't know, man. Like honestly, as I'm saying, like as you are saying that we have most matches we have good 45 minutes, and then then it will break loose, and then that's it. But on this match, if I wanna be honest, maybe it was not like that. It was like in patterns, huh? It was like in a certain way. Like,
we were okay.
We were okay.
I wasn't panicking or anything.
Yes,
I was not panicking.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. Maybe because we were playing a big team, so we're like, you know what? Normally, I think that's what has been happening lately. When you are playing bigger teams, we are like, you know what? I think we're gonna hold ourselves. So we were okay until madness.
Remember when I even said, remember in the group chat when I said aura for aura at that time, because
you remember
we were giving each other,
yes,
because
yes.
There was
threatening them from corners. They were threatening us, of course, but we were threatening them. Like, yeah, that was the thing. Right? And then we blew it off, man.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say there was a moment, especially in the first half. I would say there was a moment where Arsenal was totally dominating Chelsea and they
No,
were coming at us. And no, it was more tactically dense. The match was
yes,
tactically dense. You know, like you would
indeed,
see the
indeed.
passing lanes, everyone
Uh-huh.
trying to be
Uh,
careful, and it was a
uh,
cagey match. And then
yeah, kind of, kind of. You know what gave me a lot some hope when I was watching the match? It was the Ateta's reactions. Like you could see this guy is
mm,
concerned somehow. You know, like I
mm,
was reading his body language. Like this guy is
mm,
concerned that this team might come up with something. Like he was. I don't know. Maybe it's because he didn't know the coach, or it's what tactics is he gonna employ? Is it gonna be the same like in the cup, or like he was concerned? So like it
he
gave me some
was
hope, and then until stupid things started to
Neto.
to happen.
Let's just get into it. What
Red
should we
cards.
do? Toyota say my red cards. Honestly speaking, I'm tired of red cards. I'm tired.
I have to
I'm
say
I'm
something.
tired. I don't know. Is it naivety of the guys, of our young guys? But Neto, I can't say he's a young guy. I can't say
Is
if it's Josh Ajompong, if
uh,
it's Esteval, I would
uh,
have a go at them. But we're talking
uh,
about Neto.
NATO.
Neto, he's been there for a while. And we have Enzo Fernandez. Enzo
You know
Fernandez,
what?
sometimes he comes and yeah, I know it's sometimes maybe it's passion, but we are just an ill-disciplined team.
Yeah, that's true. Overall, we cannot hold ourselves. We can't. We just cannot. So I would say this. The way I normally want to analyze the situation in my red cards is the same way Maresca was doing it. Sorry to name him. Maresca would analyze these red cards individually. Huh?
Mm,
So I know the problem is they are there. This is the reality. They are there,
mm.
and I think they have accumulated to around 9 now, if I'm not mistaken.
9. We are
9,
joint
right?
top historically. Yeah.
Imagine that. So, but me, I was always analyze them the way Maresca was doing. Like he was like it's a game, it's an in-game situation whereby probably it's about a split second decision.
Mm,
Like yeah, Robert Sanchez, yeah, and then
yeah.
Yakai Sedo when he is trying something, or when he's trying to recover or something like that. Maybe
Something.
he is
Yeah.
yeah. So that was my analysis. But the problem now is because they are accumulating, we are branded now. It's a brand for us now. It's part of us that this team is ill-disciplined, because as long as you are receiving red cards, you are in yellow cards. Actually, it shows
Mm,
you are
mm,
indisciplined, and the red cards, it's actually more. So on this
mm,
one, I wanted to say something about it. This one, yeah, NATO. Maybe I'll be wrong, but the way it happened, I didn't like it, the first yellow card.
mm,
So even everything about around it, when I rewatched, I realized that probably it was true that he didn't know.
mm.
And I don't know what happened, but from my understanding, it has to be communicated clearly, and he has to know. Unless he,
That's all.
yeah. Unless
Yeah.
he forgot. Yeah. This was like me now. I started
Probably
thinking
forgot.
maybe he forgot. But if it has been, because by his body language and his arguments, he's saying, no, I didn't know that I was yellow carded when
Mm,
I did something there. So that it left a gray area for me, because now I was analyzing him individual, like he's not that guy. That was me thinking like he's not that guy. He doesn't do rough tackles. He doesn't do cards. So I
mm,
kind of like segregate his yellow card from other red cards. His red card from other red card. Like he's not that guy, and at the same time, probably genuinely he didn't know. So it was
mm,
not clearly communicated to him that you are booked, you are cautioned.
mm,
So
mm,
maybe that's when he took that risk with the tackle. He said, "Ah, if I'm going to take this one for the team, maybe it's okay." But
mm,
now the issue is, you asked, is they are there. What are we going to do? So this is what is bringing me to this issue now, where if you have heard John Terry mentioning that he was part of the team that was, I mean, he was not included in the team that was assigned for the Manchester City match.
Match. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking that with the guys that are coming in and some people who doesn't really know the club inside out, they are not saying some things which are supposed to be said.
Hmm.
This is my point of view, that there are some things that, you know, if it was Frank Lampard or if it was John Terry, you would find a way of stamping this thing out.
Authority.
Yes, we don't care of the situation that led you to get the red card in this case, but
it doesn't have to happen.
This thing is to stop. For us not to blame it, to say Tajikiwa because red card. No, it has to stop somehow. Whether you assign the captain, I don't know. Talk to your guys, manage yourself, guys, and then if it means fines. So I think maybe with the coaches that are coming, maybe they are not able to say, you know what, let's fine you guys so that you stop this. Maybe they are just,
remember, the issue of fines that you're talking about. Do you still remember Lampard when he was the coach?
Yes,
he had fines. Yes. He had fines.
This is where I'm coming from.
I think if you are late or something like that, he had the standard of. Yes. I don't know if Liam has that as well, but yeah. But there's a point that I wanted. Yeah, there's a point that I wanted to. I want to say, because of the rapid accumulation and constant accumulation of red cards, yellow cards, we're just an ill-disciplined team. So if I'm the opposite coach, I'm looking at this team, which is red cards, constant red cards, yellow cards. I'll tell my boys to give Chelsea pressure, emotional pressure. I'll tell my boys, give them emotional pressure. They can't handle it. They're gonna give us a red card.
They will react for sure, and then we'll finish them off.
So it's because if you see how, I want to take a look at, maybe it's just me, but the way Arsenal were playing, the way they were faking injuries, the way they were just being this terrible team and in the face of the boys, I feel in a certain way Arteta would have told them, guys, this is an ill-disciplined team. Go in their faces, rub them off in the wrong way. Fake injuries if you need to.
If you need to.
Because Arteta played against us 3 times.
3 times.
In the space of 3 times, he's got 2 red cards. The first match was the one in the EPL. We went 10 men down, Caicedo injury, then today again. So that's 4 times, 2 red cards. So it's concerning. It's
concerning, but then I don't want to go back to that John Terry issue. It's something probably that I was just going to conjecture about with the issue standards.
Yeah, can we actually just go on to, can we move on to the loss of standards that Chelsea might as well just go into that?
Yeah, if you look at the standards, man, standards is something that no matter you are winning or losing, right? There's just a certain way of losing. No? There are ways of losing that are going to just probably be not acceptable, but that can be understandable. To say, you know what, we have lost, but we were doing what we were supposed to do. We got stuck to our standards. We got stuck to what we believe as a team. Unlike a situation whereby you just lose it. And sometimes you just to see Fofana. This is what I wanted to mention. Panyama standards. You get red cards. Before we know it's a crime that the first guy is coming in to the dressing room. Already your hands are up. Guys, I'm sorry, I've let you down. These are some of the standards that we are talking about. But you see the guy coming out of the match, Achiseka. I don't know. Maybe it's personality or something like that, but you come out with Achiseka. Who tolerate that? Whoever and a Chelsea at heart, as we are saying, anenge vana John Terry vana Lampard nevamwe vanhu mache who does that? If you hear Obi achitaura kuti John Terry aikugrebha kuti iwe uri kuseka takadyiwa, you understand? So those are the standards that have been eroded. Paya pataitaura kuti sometimes when the coach comes, we need that guy who understands the club, who is always there to give an
guide.
insight, to
Because-
guide.
Because
to say, you know what, this is what we do.
Sorry to interject, but it reminds me of, what is the name of this guy? Is it Barry? You remember there was a coach called Barry. No matter
Andon Berry.
Roman Abramovich would fire the coach like crazy, but there was always that one coach who would always be there in the dugout. His name
Actually,
was
Guy who was there too much for a long time was Steve Holland. Steve Holland is
Yes,
the guy
Steve
who
Holland.
would join any coach who comes. And then going back, they were Ray Wilkins, they were Paul Clement, like that. But then when this, in kind of like this era, I think Anthony Barry was taken Ashidiwana Thomas Tuchel. And
Natuko.
then,
Yes.
and then Pakaida
Yes.
Tuchel,
but
yes, to
akasvika but Anton Barry, but Tuchel akapinda Tuchel anakuya again. But anyways, as Nabasa Tuchel akaya ega, Anton Barry was there. Then vazomtora kwenda. Yes.
who have got those standards and who have specific roles. Like I think Anton Barrow was like a set piece coach. This guy gonna stay because he was hired by the club to join Tuchel's. So you need these guys. If you go anywhere, you need such guys where they are who are just going to guide the team to say, you know what, when you talk about Chelsea, I have some history about this club. So to the guys, he knows what to tell them in terms so that they maintain these standards about the club. I don't know what is the brief, the blood with the John Terry, and I know he's talkative, outspoken, and he has been outspoken. So probably they just, you know what, we don't want the guy. He's gonna start to say some things there, and
I think
you know,
I think that's the thing, because it just sort of like there's an aftertaste to what's happening, because because Terry is licensed. He's coached at Aston Villa, you know, he's coached. There was a time that guy was the head coach at Aston Villa, was away for a bit, and then Terry took over.
and Terry took
team was winning, team was fighting. Team
it was doing well. It was doing well.
know?
I remember. very well.
So I just think it's just a matter of maybe the guys, they don't want someone, an old dog, close to them. You know, considering the fact that they've also let a lot of old dogs go, you know, taking from the academy, and then we have Phil Green in the women's team, and then we had Peter Cech, we had all these guys.
I think they just completely erased the past.
We're talking about the doctors, everything was torn down to so it's concerning. Mukoma, it's concerning, honestly. Where we are, we're at a phase where we just don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's the sad part.
You know,
after winning Club World Cup, after winning conference, I know it's not much, but after that, I thought, okay, come on,
we're gonna go, man.
We're gonna have good signings
for sure. We thought,
come on,
we thought this is a real takeoff, and for some reasons, we just stalled, man. We stalled. You know, when the plane is taking off and it stalls, and then it starts to drag down. I'm like, what is this? Right now, I think what kind of like soothes me is like, you know what? It is what it is currently. I'm just hoping that the guys, they will sit down and realize, guys, we are doing BS here. We are doing BS. We have to revise our methodology and let's do something. Or just tweak their way of doing things. Because honestly, we are
But Nkoma, that's the thing, because I had I had Todd Bowley speaking this week conference. I watched it, and he was saying sometimes the fans, they want agency, and we can't just change things and stuff. We're not saying, we as fans, we are not, as fans, trust me, we like an underdog story. We like a case of a Datro Fofana coming from a
Yes.
small club,
It's always good.
coming in,
It's always
and
exciting.
then
Mm. Mm.
we love it.
It's exciting.
But
It's lovely and it's good.
But what we are saying as fans, what we are just saying in plain, simple language,
Yes. Yes.
it just fills in a little bit of experience to the small guys.
A little bit.
Simple.
A little bit. That 19 I was saying, we don't need much. Probably, let's say we have good enough young wingers, right? Let's say we have good enough young wingers. Then on the bench, you have your winger, maybe the age of even Salah, who is just sitting there, and you know that this guy, when the heads started to roll, and these guys don't know really what to do
They
in
need
this
someone.
case,
He comes in.
he comes in. He just comes in. He just kind of takes over, like, okay, I'm going to make a decision here whereby if the run is made, I know where I am and where I know how I'm going to put this ball in the dangerous area to be finished. Or
A
just
very good example. A very good example is our young center backs. There's only one person they always talk about. They talk about Thiago Silva. They always give Thiago Silva as a reference point.
Yes.
I want longevity like Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva.
I want to be, Chaloba, Cowell, Reece James, all these guys.
They reference the guy.
Because Thiago Silva was just that old Madala who just stabilize everything. Even when the boys, they want to panic, you'd always shout, you know what? Settle down.
Settle down. Let's
chill, guys. That's what we're just asking for.
We're not asking for much. We are not asking for much. We are not asking for much.
Mkoma, what pains us, what pains me, actually, a presidential boa, like actually saying, Kote, this team just needs 1, 2, or 3.
1, 2. That's the funny thing. Yes, that's the thing, actually. That's the thing. And probably that's the only puzzle we move forward. This is the thing. So that's what frustrates me now, when all of a sudden people just want to nail and crucify the coach. All of a sudden, like this guy, my argument was, come on, guys. I know he's a nobody. I'm going to accept he's a nobody. That's number one. Right?
Those are people.
He's a nobody. Yes, I accept. But guys, come on. What does he
It's not everything on him. I've always said this, Mkoma. It's not the coach.
It can't.
It's not the coach, a guy.
Our situation can't.
Our situation, it's very, very unique. That if you only say, coach, there is a problem.
Ajit. Muna, let me tell you this. I was telling this to some guy, my Ethiopian friend. I'm like, you know what? EPL, English Premier League, that league is unique in a certain way, right? That league, Pauno's Washington's team is in financial troubles. Don't fool yourself to think, no,
yeah,
they are just they are just can't reach the threshold, the required. But these clubs, they have serious money. Ipswich, Uchawana, okay. Coventry City, if they are to come in, actually it has already started. If you see a team a Premier League player, a Premier League experience is Onyeka and come, you say, come here. Now they are showing their power. So what happens is Coventry with their players, the caliber, the profile itself, if they are going to meet these Chelsea on a bad day, it doesn't matter. They are coming from the championship. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't.
The,
It
f-
doesn't.
the fact that they have that guy who has been a regular guy, and they have those Rudonis and those guys, they are gonna kill you. They are gonna kill you. Trust me, because of experience.
What you are saying, a very practical example of what you are saying is the fact ukuthi asatatora 3 points for my teams akapromotwa atina.
So already, right? We haven't, I mean, it's not even rocket science, huh? It's reality that when you have a team at a first 11 that has got an average age 23 chakut, and another one whether it's a so-called small team which has got an average age of 27.28 already, I'm telling you, already, no matter what the name of the thing, yes, how you hold yourself under pressure, already you are different. Already, it's not negotiable. It's not about the coach. And the worst now, if
It's
the
not.
coach is a rookie, that's the worst combination, especially in Premier League.
Because you see what you're talking about, you see it against my favorite team. You know this one. I like this team so much. Wrexham. We have Wrexham in FA Cup.
Right.
They have some old Madalas in there.
You see,
and they are causing havoc in the championship. I think
even if you are going to beat them, even if you are going to beat
we will beat them.
There is going to be a phase where they will just row. And trust me, we are going to talk about it. Heads will row at some point because of their experience. I've seen that enough. And all the games that we have
also
played
sometimes
like that.
Also sometimes with these teams, these teams with just old heads, experienced, sometimes they don't throw all the tactics out of the window. I still remember John Terry and these other guys. Sometimes they would throw the tactics out of the window. And then they just had to do what they had to do.
What needs to be done. You see? So what your point, taken from the point that you just said, that is what I was emphasizing the other day. Like the coach, if he's a young coach, in this case, sometimes the way he puts information is kind of like straightforward, or it's kind of like blinkered in a certain way, right? Because he believes in what he's trying to instill into these young people. So when he head starts to roll, these young people now, they don't know what else to do. They can't employ anything else. Where is it gonna come from? This is the issue. When Enzo is playing with McAllister and DePaul in Argentina, right? It's a different ball game when he is playing, and you are calling me he's the big guy, the leader now in this young team. It's gonna be different. I mean, wherever it's gonna be like that. The way he's guided there, and the way you want him to guide people here, it's not gonna hold water. Trust me. This is just the way it is, and it's reality. This is the truth about football. It doesn't lie. It will just.
And
yeah, brilliant talent. You see.
I watch Strasbourg religiously. Pane unoona zvimamistakes pakuitwa zvimamistakes game racho magames ese estrasbourg, let me tell you, magames ese estrasbourg haaperi wakatofara nokuti haavapedza hazviite
somehow
hazviite.
It can be brilliant for some time and you are enjoying everything about them, right?
Hariperi. And then all of a sudden it just changes, and the other team inenge yakungouya.
There's one thing that I want to mention about Strasbourg that I've discovered. Strasbourg, right? This is the team that I like in terms of playing brilliant football. Ah, yakaipa. But there's one thing that I've realized: when on the turnover, every turnover, this is what I have discovered. Strasbourg, every
Mawad.
turnover, Skabageti.
Mawad.
I don't like that football, man. I like, yes, because you are competing, it's allowed. But what I
It's
want
as
is a
if
situation whereby some situations you manage.
it's as if sometimes, like, it's as if sometimes they just emphasize more on scoring, maybe outscoring the opponent. But sometimes it doesn't make sense. Trust me, it doesn't make sense sometimes because get okay.
Yeah, I think this is I think you have observed my issue. Like, what I'm saying in short is, when you are attacking, right, an attacking team, maybe it reached the point where it was boring with Barcelona, where it's always attack, 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 huh? Where probably you need your guys to be exposed and then they will relaunch, kind of. But Strasbourg, trust me, go to the guys at the back. This a Due. I normally watch Due. That each phase of play in it goes forward. When it comes back, he has to be involved in a play. Sometimes you need
Yeah.
these guys just to guide, and you are playing your football there. You cut there, you press there, and then you go again and attack, and then it comes. But these guys always like seesaw. Huh? It's like this, and then they lose it, and then the opponent starts to come.
Yeah,
So this is what happens with
it's very
with the
difficult.
small minds. That's what happens with the inexperience.
Anyways, anyways, uh, I want us to briefly discuss on Chelsea realistic achievements as well as your prediction. Chelsea versus Villa. I know when this season started, we had just got the Club World Cup and we are flying.
We're
We are
flying, man.
flying and we're thinking, you know what, top 4, that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, for sure.
Where we are, like, I still think Champions League, it's a non-negotiable for me. I still think it's a non-negotiable for me. But at the same time, like, I want us to be a bit realistic. Nkoma, what do you see us?
You don't see it. Okay, I will start by this. Club World Cup. Let me touch on it a bit faster. When we won the Club World Cup, for me, I think it reached the point where it was not about the trophy. It was not about the importance of the Club World Cup as it is the Club World Cup. I think it was about
what it meant to the players.
Yes, you understand me. What it kind of gave these guys wings, some launch pad to say, you know what, we can win. Actually, we can win. Actually, we can beat PSG. That was a perfect scenario of building up on. Like, I don't understand why it didn't happen, but that was a very perfect platform, perfect launch pad. If we were realistic about our goals for this season, we would have just gone far from there. Whether opponents are criticizing and will say, it's okay, but we know what we gained. Our players now understand they can actually compete, they can actually beat teams, they can actually come back, win games which are not winnable, which are gone, and then they win and then they kill PSG and then go. But now that is out of the window now. Everything what we dreamt of is gone. So I'll be realistic with you. If you ask me what do you want, I would tell you point blank, I want Europa League. I'm being realistic. It's not, in this case, probably it's influenced about the playing itself, the application. That if we, I'm actually worried that in Champions League we might embarrass ourselves, like right now. So if it happens that we get embarrassed, I don't want that situation to come back next season. Probably, if you ask me, I would be blunt and say, let's take Europa League. Let's go there to Europa League. We know that there we can do our thing. Since it's us, Chelsea, the name which is still there, and probably like last season, then we just walk over through the conference. Maybe we will have that opportunity. But we know that Europa League is tougher. It's tough. But maybe I'm willing to say, you know what? Let's throw a Champions League out of the window. Let's go in Europa. That stage, we experience it, and then from there, maybe they will be growing, and then the other season will be better.
Win a Champions League yacho this season.
There are seasons. There are seasons I can say that they are there. This season it reminds me of the same season when Lampard came back. Tichinda ku Madrid when he told Diboli said we are just going to have this small issue. So I'm gonna be realistic, man, about this. But for achievements, I don't know what we are going to do with FA Cup. I don't know. The problem with me with FA Cup is we are not imposing ourselves on every game, no matter how shitty we've met.
We are not.
We are just gonna cross the line, and maybe because we have scored, we start to look like we have been playing good. No, we are not. So I don't know, but top 4, it's far for me, honestly speaking.
It's a bit hard considering the matches that we have, but let's
and the competitors also. I don't know what's your take also, because Manchester United, man,
it's playing well. Manchester United, they are playing well. I think they have really. The funny thing is the playing style. Yeah, Amorim is actually really took off under Carrick. That's very funny.
That's funny, right? What Amorim was trying to do is what actually working now.
Carrick. Yeah, because Carrick didn't change. Carrick, he just put people in the right positions, That's it.
Only.
And then because I don't think any sane coach would want to come in the middle of the season and then want to
and then
start introducing new.
You cannot do that.
I don't think I don't think you can do it. So it's just a matter of just making little tweaks.
You just need to motivate those guys. Yeah, luck as well. Motivate those guys, know what to tell them, how to tell them, and they apply, and they are experienced. Those guys are experienced. They can actually hold themselves. Imagine when you have Casemiro. You have Casemiro, you have Mbumo, you have Bruno Fernandes. What do you expect?
So give me your... So give me a Chelsea versus Villa prediction.
Villa, we are going to Villa, right?
Yeah.
Villa, of course, they are struggling, and they are direct competitors for this position.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna. I'm thinking we're gonna trouble them. I'm not so sure about the result, so I'm just gonna go a draw. A scoring draw, maybe 1-1. Let me just say 2-2 with Aston Villa.
Okay.
Because I know even if we score, if we're gonna trouble them,
they're gonna come at us. Well, for me, I just think I'll say probably Aston Villa. They are struggling. They are really struggling. At the same time, Chelsea, for some reason, we play well away from home.
Yeah.
So I would give Chelsea a 2-1 win. I would say a 2-1 win. Yeah. So I'm putting my money on Chelsea. My money is on Chelsea to win this one.
You leave this thing. One day you die. Okay. I think let's see. Because I think we are going there with the mindset that this is our competitor for this is the only team probably that you can take the position away.
We can take off.
Yeah. So maybe
then because
because
next season there's five spots for Champions League.
Yeah.
So if Aston Villa can somehow be taken away, then maybe to then become Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, and then Chelsea.
And then
let's see. But remember what I always say. I always say that Aston Villa under Emery, they always have this period where they can go 13 wins in a row, 15 wins, and then they will just fall off. And then they'll start struggling, But anyways, Yeah. So, anyways, this was a good chat, good
Yeah,
episode.
man. Yeah.
Let's hope that things at Chelsea get better. The red cards, there it
Come
has to
on, man.
stop. And
They need
our
to stop.
standards, they have to be our
They have
standards,
to
they
work
have to get better. And
for sure.
hopefully we achieve better Champions League, Europa. I'll
Mhm.
take it. But maybe that's the thing that we are talking about. It's loss of standards as well. I'm accepting Europa right now.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Anyways, we'll catch you on the next episode. Remember to subscribe and like our page.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
we
yes.
will catch you on the next episode.
Yeah,
Ciao.
okay. Ciao. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.